Okay, so as you might know, when you do a green card interview, you are not actually required to prove that you speak English. Okay, that's not one of the requirements for a green card case. So you've always been allowed to bring an interpreter with you to an interview. And, in the past, a lot of times the officer that was interviewing you might even speak the language that you speak, so maybe Spanish or Mandarin or something along those lines. But there have been some changes now. So no longer are the officers allowed to conduct the interview with the applicant in their native language. So even if the officer speaks Spanish fluently, and that's what you speak, the officer is not allowed to conduct the interview in Spanish. Similarly, they are not allowed to use the phone service translators or interpreters. So they cut that part out as well. So the rule has always been that the applicant was required to bring an interpreter if that's what they needed. But in practice, you really didn't need to do that. Okay, it didn't need to be a professional interpreter. A lot of times the officer would be able to speak to you and that sort of thing. But all that's done now. And if your interpreter is a family member or something like that, that could be disallowed as well. Keep in mind when you do an interview, an adjustment interview or a green card interview, a lot of the questions they're asking, they're using words that are not used in everyday language. Removal proceedings, voluntary departure, expedited removal, unlawful presence. These types of things, a lot of people need to take a minute. Even if they are bilingual, they need to take a minute to think of how they want to translate that statement. If your person can't do that, then you could have an officer that says, you know what, we're going to reschedule this. You need to bring a professional interpreter to this interview because this individual isn't doing a good enough job. It feels, again, like another instance of moving the goalposts or throwing some hurdles up in front of people just to make life more difficult and discourage them from going through the green card process or any other immigration process that they might be eligible for. So just keep that in mind, that if you have an interview coming up and you're not fully comfortable doing it in English, you need to bring a professional interpreter with you that is going to be fluent in translating everything that's said in that interview. Otherwise, the interview could get canceled and rescheduled. Hopefully this information helps everyone, and good luck to you.